Welcome, man. This is Al Terry Henry, man, and man, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you all today. Again, on this live, we have a lot of things that we talk about, a lot of things that we discuss. This gives you an opportunity and a chance to ask questions. As you know, throughout the week, I charge $150 consultation, depending on if it's peak hours or whatever, for people that call. They call me all day long. So I'm on the phone when I wake up in the morning after prayer and breakfast until like nighttime. So this gives you opportunity to ask any question you need and get them answered according to my ability. Now, with that being said, normally this opportunity is only for Patreon. So I told him we're gonna go live on all the platforms. I don't even know what we live on, so he got to tell me what we live on, but I want to go live on all the platforms and give everybody an opportunity to understand that we do have Patreon, and that we'll be moving over onto our Patreon. You need to get a Patreon, man. You got high tiers where you can get a lot more stuff, but then you got as low as $9 a month. We on Patreon, spreading game, giving love. I had a guy call me today, and he's one of my Patreon members, and he only had XYZ. He fell on rough times, and he had XYZ for trash contract, man. And hey, we bless this game, baby. So that's the kind of benefits we get in Patreon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but what I am saying is that occasionally people will come through because they're part of the community. We try to help them. We try to guide them, direct them, and show them how to express themselves through our life with learning. You know what I'm saying? We teach you a lot of things. Before I get started, because I could just dive in, but I want to y'all to ask any questions so I can touch on it as I'm going. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask within the next 5 minutes, and I can touch on them questions right quick and expand on it to the highest horizon I can. With that being said, we touch on trust, we touch on credit, we touch on everything in this podcast, okay? We talk about getting higher dimension, learning about credit and why just having high credit score don't mean nothing. There's people that have an 800 credit score and can't buy a bubble gum. They have an 800 credit score and can't buy a bubble gum because their credit utilization is through the roof, okay? They have a high score, but through the roof. Then you have to know the underlying credit scores, okay? You have to know the underlying credit scores, meaning that not just the aftermarket credit like CoreLogic, SaveStream, LexisNexis, and all of them, but also each industry has its own credit score they look for, okay? You're going to be looking at, oh, I got an 800, I can go get it. But for car purchasing power, you may be at a 500 because you haven't purchased cars. Now you want to go purchase you an Audi truck for $60,000, but the highest car that's on your credit is $15,000. And in order for you to purchase something, you need to at least, especially with auto, you need to at least have 60% of that auto already purchased. So you want a $200,000 Lambo truck, they want to see that you have at least $120,000 auto loan. Maybe you bought you a F450 or you bought you a Mercedes-Benz. They want to see that you have at least $120,000 auto loan paid off on your credit to be able to sustain. You're not going to just go from a Dodge Charger to a Lambo truck. It ain't going to happen, okay? You're going to have to add you some trade lines. You're going to have to do something, but you need to be above that certain perimeter to get those things. So these are the type of things we're teaching. We got so much we teaching, man. Also, I gotta say this loud and clear, okay? The church will be opening the following Sunday, not this Sunday. Yes, I am preaching this Sunday, but the following Sunday the church will be opening, okay? We will be baptizing. So you all that's not baptized correctly, you don't know about church, whatever. But you have found a way, and you say, you know what, this preacher here is preaching the truth. He's doing people right. He's trying to help the people establish themselves more than just he come shine and fill with the Holy Ghost and baptize in Jesus' name. All that's great, and it is necessary to get to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, but what about all the poor people? What about the people that's struggling? What about the people that don't know about credit? What about the people that don't know about trust funds and all these other things and how to get funding and all that? We want to actually teach the people these things in this organization. It's so much I can talk about with just the church alone, because we have a whole blueprint that me and some of the members here that's starting out that we talked about. Like, for instance, every month we're going to have two accounts. You're going to have the church account where people pay their tithes off or whatever you want to call it. They pay into their church account. But we're also going to have another account which is going to be a hedge fund for the church. Okay, well, you pay into that account, and after you get to a certain amount, we're going to buy property or buy land or buy duplexes or whatever, because there's power in numbers. And now as we buy that, because the people here are going to know it, we're going to go there together, we're going to put our hard hats on, and we're going to purchase these things. And as they see it, then we're going to put into dividends, and now you're getting a check every month. Now the members are getting income, not just paying tithes and offering, but they're getting back. Because the Bible says better to give than to receive. So who's better to give than the church? So it's a lot of things. It'll blow your mind astronomically at the things we're going to do with this church, okay? Not just that, also, everybody is going to be getting credit repair. Everybody's going to be getting, but it's going to be over the course of time, even with the hedge fund. You got to be here at least 3 months. We see that you're an active member. We see that you mean business and you want to be a part of God's kingdom and you want to help. You're not just going to use God. No, sir. You can use me, but you're not going to use God and play in my face, as they call it, and pretend like you want God just to get help. No, we're going to see that you're a member for at least 3 months, that you're active, that you all showing up to church, you all doing what you're supposed to do. Then we're going to help you, okay? Fixed credit, trust funds, the whole 9 yards. You will get help based on your availability in your servant to God. See you worshiping God. See you trying to do something in the church. See you, you're active. We go out in the community on the weekends. We feed the homeless. Okay, that comes out of my pocket. What are you doing to help others? Not just always take, give me, give me, give me. We don't want you here. Okay, we want those that want to give. God say, I want a cheerful giver. It's better to give than to receive. So the more you give, then he'll give to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Will he give into your bosom is what the scripture says. So yeah, we want those type of people who are givers. Okay, giving the time. We're not talking about giving money. Money is great and we need it. But giving your time, giving your knowledge. I want, maybe you could teach others some of your knowledge. I got people that own restaurants. Teach them, okay, you want to open a restaurant, you want to start the food business, you want to, anything that we can teach you. This is going to be a learning church. Yes, I'm going to preach, and we're going to lay hands on the sick, and the dead going to be recovered, as in the scripture, and we're going to baptize you in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. We're going to do all of that. But when it's all said and done, we want to teach you, and we plan on having classes throughout the week, at least once a week, that's going to teach on certain things where you can show up and you can come to class and you can learn. So further notes, with that being said, like I said, not this Sunday. So don't get it twisted. Not this Sunday, because we're almost done with the installation and everything, but the following Sunday. So I don't know if that's the last Sunday in the week, Rashawn, but we'll be opening the doors. So y'all keep that in mind for those that are in the local Houston area, okay? Local Houston and Katy area. So anyway, any questions before I move on? Okay, good. So we're talking a lot about credit. We're talking about trust, because there's ways you can build your trust fund credit. There's ways you can build your business credit. There's ways you can build your personal credit, okay? Like I said, I'm going to repeat this throughout here. Y'all better join my Patreon, because this will be the last time that everybody will be live with my Patreon members, okay? My Patreon members understand, so don't get mad at me, y'all. I love y'all. But I'm trying to bring more people into the Patreon fold and get out of the Instagram and the Facebook and all that, as much as far as giving free game. We making videos, passing out money. Y'all can find money. Matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to put 3 or 4 envelopes out around town where y'all can go find those envelopes and help change your life and be a benefit to you. We're going to be doing it also tomorrow on Saturday. But with that being said, Patreon is where we're going to be giving this game that we're giving tonight, okay? All of y'all need to go get y'all, since we're giving free game, you want to build your credit up, you want to boost your income, you want to do all these things, you need to get your nav.com account. Nav.com, N-A-V, if you don't know what that is, NAV.com account, okay? Nav.com, nav.com, nav.com. I keep repeating that. Get your nav.com account, okay? After you get your nav.com account, you're going to link your bank account to that account. Now, I know all of y'all don't have bank accounts. Some of you have Cash App bank accounts, whatever it is, Chime bank accounts. As long as you have that bank account, now check this out. When you link that bank account, if you've been paying a certain bill over 3 months consecutively in a row, that bill will become a trade line for you, okay? That bill will become a trade line. If you've been paying your rent consecutively on that bank account 3 months in a row, not no money orders, not no cashier's checks, none of that. You've been paying it 3 months in a row through that bank account. That rent now becomes a trade line on your credit report, okay? If you've been paying your water bill, your gas bill, your light bill, your phone bill consecutively 3 months in a row, that becomes a trade line, okay? Let's get that understood. That becomes a trade line on your credit, nav.com, okay? Now, once you start actively, I would say after 2 to 3 months and now see money flowing through an account, we ain't talking about sitting still, money flowing through an account, because your account is connected to Nav, so it can see all the movements. It can see if it's going out, what's coming in, and all that. They're going to offer you credit. Now you got nav.com credit card, which is an active trade line on your credit, okay? So say some of you all might be like me. You may run $20,000 through your bank account, $40,000, $80,000 through your bank account. It don't mean you keep it all, but it's running through your bank account, okay? Nav.com, okay, They running $20,000 a month through their bank account. Okay, boom. Let's give them a $40,000 credit line. Okay, so you build credit based on what you're running through that account. It's NAV judges you based on the money that's flowing through that bank account because it can see it all. Okay, so now you got a trade line there. I'm giving you all game on trade lines. Okay, some of you all that got Navy Federal, y'all not using Navy Federal to y'all fullest potential. You go to Navy Fed, you ask them for a pledge loan. You say, okay, I'm running $20,000 through my account. I want a $20,000 pledge loan. So now you got a $20,000 line of credit from a bank on your credit report like that. You will have a pledge loan placed on your credit within 2 weeks. It don't take long. 2 weeks, you will have a pledge loan placed on your credit from a bank, a major financial institution now. Okay, so the goal is. I'm finna share y'all some game. Let me talk first. And then when I give you the game I want to give you, it's going to blow your mind because I can show you how to go from a $25,000 American Express to $1 million American Express in 6 months. We're going to get to that in a minute. Before I get to that, because I'm getting excited about that. So I'll get back there. Remind me, Rashawn, so I can get back to that at the right amount of time. So, so anyway, you got your pledge loan, okay? You got your Navy Federal pledge loan. You got your nav.com, the credit card, okay? And you got all your trade lines that you've connected to them, okay? Now, you want to boost some more? Okay, cool. You say, I want a bunch of good credit. Okay, go get you a Uline. Uline is going to approve everybody. Get you a Uline. They don't do like they used to do. They used to tell you got $10,000, $1,000, whatever. I don't even know what I got. I just ordered a desk set for my wife. I spent like $2,500. I said, what's my limit? They said, you don't have one. So that means I got good credit. But normally they'll tell you, okay, we give you a $1,000 limit, whatever. So you order something from Uline. You buy something. They give you $1,000, whatever it is. You buy something. Okay, once you buy something, you turn around and you pay that Uline before the due date. You pay that Uline before the due date. Now, that Uline has become a major primary on your credit. Remember, I told you, you got Uline, you got nav.com, you got, let's say, 2 or 3 primaries from you paying your bills, so that's 5. And then you got, who else I said? Then you got Uline, you got a pledge loan, that's 6. That's all you need to go get the bag. If you got those primaries on your credit and you done wiped your old inquiries off and all this stuff off, just say you wiped it off real quick, okay? And forget the coming back part. I'm gonna talk about that too. But say you wiped it off, but you got these major trade lines on your credit. Why can't you go get $150,000? Go get $200,000 because you can PG it now for your corporation. If you got a corporation, and especially if it's an age corporation, I build those also. But this says an age corporation over 5 years old. You can PG your credit to that age corporation and go get you $200,000. The problem what I see with getting money, because I deal with money every single day, I deal with people every single day. Every single day I got something going on, okay? The problem is not getting money. And I want to share this with y'all loud and clear, okay? I talk to people with money every single day. And I mean some major money. Make my money look small. But what I will tell you is that what they tell me all the time, they don't mind giving away money. They're looking for places to put money. I'm looking for places to put money. Why do you think it's called Altieri Henry Investments? I'm always looking to put some money because the average place where we put our money at is that we put our money at now is in hedge funds and stock accounts and all these things. And so when you put your money there, you're looking at like 4%, 4.5%. So if I could put my money somewhere where I'm gonna get 10% or 15%, which is unheard of, per ROI, a return on my investment, man, they looking for a place to put their money where they can get a higher return on their investment. The problem with what they have is that you can't give them I guess a blueprint on how they're gonna get their money back. That's where the problem come in at. Okay, so I'm always preaching about understanding. With much getting, get understanding is what the Bible says. I'm always teaching about that because you have to be able to give me a blueprint. I mean, an ironclad, solid blueprint to how I'm going to get my money back. You want $20,000, you want $40,000. Well, how am I going to get my money back with interest, okay? How am I going to get my money back with interest? That's the key. So with that being said, that's what you need to be working on, because I can show you how to get the bag all day long. I talk to people all day long. I say, what you going to do when you get this money? One lady just got $400,000 from funding after we helped her credit and everything, okay? She didn't have no clue. She burned through $100,000 before she called me back and was like, yeah, well, can you help me? You done burned through $100,000. You owe that, you're going to have to pay that back. So, so that's the thing. Everybody got an idea until they get it. Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So when you get the bag of 100,000, 75,000, whatever, now everybody, family member come out the woodwork now. Everybody, things that you always wanted, to get, now things start becoming real. You finally can get them jewelry. You finally can get that Gucci bag. You finally can get the Fendi. You finally can get this. You finally can get that. So a lot of things now become activated that you can get. And trust me, temptation is the hardest thing in the world. If it wouldn't, you wouldn't see all these men fall into these beautiful ladies. Temptation is the hardest thing in the world, brother. So once you get that bag, you have to have enough endurance to not burn through that bag, not burn through the wrong investments, not invest foolishly, because you can be investing straightforward, but it's a foolish investment. There's people, there was a guy called me last week. We helped him get some money. You got any questions, brother? Okay, we helped him get some money, and he said he's going to buy him a duplex. Okay, that's great. Now the question is, you're going to buy a duplex, okay? Do the duplex need any work? He said, yeah, it needs some work. Okay, did you know how much work? Did you get a contractor to give you an assessment before you buy it? You might buy a duplex, because this happened. I'm in construction. You might buy a duplex for $100,000. You plan on flipping it for $250,000. But what you didn't notice is that it got $150,000 worth of damage on it. I remember we was doing a foundation job on a piece of property, and I gave him a price of $30,000 to do his foundation. Well, in order for the tie-in foundation, which is the bottom of the slab, the house, you have to tie it into the wall, the joists, the beams, all of that. Well, we all went over the house and assessed it. The foundation is what the problem was, okay? Now, in order to tie in and make it be structurally sound, we had to rip the walls. So once we ripped the walls, all the walls was termite damage. So now we got to reframe the wall. So now, in order for to finish the foundation, we got to repurpose the wall. We went from $30,000 to $80,000 in 1 week. Okay, something that the client did not prepare for, but they had to pay it if they want to get it done or lose the money that they put for the foundation. Okay, so it's just a lot of things like that. You have to be prepared for your investment. Okay, not only prepare to get your investment, but while you're waiting on the investment, have an ironclad plan, man. I remember times, and it's not like that no more, but I remember, and I'm not old, I'm 47 years old. I remember when you had to have a business plan all the way thought out before you can even get a loan. Now you just need a shelf carp, aged shelf carp, you can PG it and go get you $250,000. It wasn't like that back in the day. This is all, they're throwing money at you because people are taking advantage of the system. So you better get in it while you can, because I guarantee you, with all this money being shelled out left and right, they're going to put some traps in place to stop, especially our people. They're going to stop all of that nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Because they do not want you to come up, okay? But the reason why they're allowing it, and I told somebody this, the reason why they're allowing it now, because I believe that they know you don't know what to do with it. You wasn't raised to have money. You wasn't raised to know what to do with money, what to do with an investment, how to double that investment or triple that investment. So they'll give it to you because they know that you don't know what to do with it. You never had it before. It's like if, some people, they want to go buy a Hellcat when you can buy SRT for $40,000 cheaper and it's the same car. One just 20 miles faster. So, it's just things like that. Any questions, brother? Okay, good, man. Okay, good. I got people left and right ask, you see Instagram too? You can say, okay, good, because I got people left and right asking questions and this and that, but I want to know if there's any important questions you want to ask, anything going on, because I want to answer those questions. Now, y'all can be quiet if y'all want to and play the game. I'm telling you, come tomorrow, you're going to pay me $100 to $150 to talk to me. So you better get your questions out while you can, because it ain't going to be no freebies tomorrow. Okay, so, and y'all know me. You call me, you ain't going to get to me. You're going to get to all my staff, and they're going to collect your money before you talk to me, because I'm giving you opportunity right now to ask all the questions you want to ask me for free. Okay, so so that way I can answer them. So we went to the credit. Okay, so the trust fund is the same thing. You put the trust, you build your trust fund, you need to have your EIN. Now that you got your EIN, and I got to show you how to do it a certain way. You can't just go hit trust fund. It's not a trust fund EIN. It's a church organization EIN. It's a church establishment EIN. It's different than just a regular EIN. So you have to know what you're doing to operate this EIN and this trust in order to open a bank account. I saw somebody, I built them a trust, they was rushing, they were supposed to call me, but they didn't call me. They got the wrong EIN and then they couldn't open a trust, and then they called me. Man, I couldn't open my trust, they wouldn't let me. That's because we created you a church entity, a trust fund, and you're trying to open with a trust EIN, which is for a 501, and this is for a 508. So a lot of things indecent and in order, man. You got to do things the proper way, the correct way to get the correct results, okay? Now, once you do that, you can fund it. You can go on Amazon. People asking me, my trust funds look so good. Well, I got class, I got taste, so I'm gonna make them look good. I'm gonna put a stamp by every name. I'm gonna make everybody I'm gonna go to Office Depot and get me some little ink for thumbprinting. I'm gonna make everybody that's on my trust thumbprint and stick a thumb by their name. I'm gonna put a badge on there. I'm gonna put an embosser on there, which you can buy from Office Depot also. You emboss it on there. I'm gonna make it look pretty. I'm gonna put it in a nice binder. I'm gonna create a logo. I'm gonna trademark that logo. I do everything for the more expensive trust. The trust that y'all get on Patreon and all that, it's emailed to you. But if you want to spend the top dollars, okay, $3,800, we're going to get you the best trust. We're going to get it. It's the same trust, but we're going to make it look pretty. Some of you can't make it look pretty. We make it look pretty for you. And everything is going to be notarized and sealed and stamped. What you got, brother?
So does the 508 trust that you sell come with instructions from you?
Come with instructions?
Yeah, does it come with instructions for you?
I can't understand you. You're muffled.
Does the 508 that you sell come with instructions for you?
Yes, it does. It comes with instruction. And so, you know, it comes with instruction, and we got an ebook. We got ebooks now. We created another ebook because I got an ebook that just talks about the revocable trust, and we're working on the one irrevocable trust that you can get if you're a member of the Patreon. It's free. It just explains both trusts. I think it's 156 pages for the revocable trust, and then the irrevocable trust is gonna probably be longer. We're working on that now. They taking stuff out of my brain. I gotta sit down in this chair like I'm I don't know, some crazy man, and then they gotta ask me a bunch of questions. So I'm putting it on the mic and all that, and they taking it out of my head and they putting it in AI and they creating this ebook. So these are books that's gonna be free. Matter of fact, what I want to start doing with Sean, so we ain't got no time. I know you're busy, but every week I want at least a book or two in the Patreon from stuff I know. So you're going to start seeing ebooks popping up every week now from just things, because I know so much. I can show you how to build a house from the foundation up. I can show you how to purchase a house. A guy that just came here today, they used their land to build a house. Well, I ain't never seen it before, but I understand what's going on. The builder is trying to steal their land, because what they did is, normally when you take your land to the bank or the financial institution, you use your land as collateral. Once you use your land as collateral, the bank is going to issue out stipends. They're going to give you out a little bit of money. Do your underground plumbing, okay? You call the city, they do an inspector, they're going to make sure the plumbing is good, okay, good. They're going to get you out a little bit more money, boom. Do your concrete in your driveways. Okay, boom, you do all that. Okay, they're going to inspect it, the concrete inspector, good. Okay, do your framing. So they're going to issue out some more money, boom. pay your framers, pay your lumber, pay this and pay that. You know, like they issue out stipends of money so that we can build a house. That way when the house is completely finished and it's been inspected along the way by the inspectors, okay, then you get into detail with the closing with the bank and you start paying your money to the bank from your house. Your land was collateral, your house, your land built your house, in so many words. And so, and it's all in one package, okay? So that's normally how it go. But normally this guy here, he went straight to a builder. So the builder now built a house, a brand new house on his land without a bank. He just put up the capital, build a house on your land, and then give you 90 days to find funding. If they don't find funding in 90 days, the builder will take their land, and because he put his house on it, which means you signed the land over to him for the house, okay? That's a thievery way. So there's a lot of things that I know. There's people that will rent you something with a clause in it that it's gonna be rented to their friend also, so now y'all gotta share a building after it's already been rented. It's so many things, man, that I'm gonna be putting in ebooks and showing you. There's people that own houses like y'all, and there's people that will go and do what's called a quick deed sale, and they will take over your house. I'm talking about not a mortgage, but a house that's been paid for. They'll take over your deed. You won't even know, because the average person that buys a house don't even check their deeds every year. Every year you need to be checking your deed to find out what's going on. You just buy the house, you pay your taxes, you're going with your life. 10 years later, you realize when you die that your kids can't get your house because it's been owned by somebody else for 10 years. There's so many different things out there that we're going to be putting in ebooks that will be free for the community. I'm going to turn up. Everything's going to be free for the community, like as far as ebooks is concerned and different things, because we want people to understand the value that, okay, you on Instagram, great, I love it. You on Facebook, great, I love it. And I'm going to continue to feed you, pass out money, all kind of things where you can go find it and all that. We're going to be blessing people with cars and all that. But on Patreon, we giving them things that's going to change their entire life. I can give you money and you're going to jump, shout, you're happy and all that. But what about if somebody give you game? Would you prefer to get $20,000 or you prefer to get $1 million with the game? $20,000 cash or $1 million with game? I'm going to make it a little bit better for you. Would you prefer right now if I gave you $1 million cash, if I gave you $1 million cash, or if I gave you a penny a day that's going to double every day for 30 days? A penny a day that's going to double. I'm going to start off with 1 penny, but every day is going to double. Whatever it doubles is going to continue to double every day for 30 days. I'm going to share with you. Some of you will say $1 million. Man, give me $1 million. Give me $1 million. Give me $1 million. Okay, good. Well, while you worried about $1 million, let me share something with you. I'm going to show you this because I want you to see what I'm talking about. I don't want you to think I'm running game or nothing on you. Okay. I don't think they can see this, but a penny a day for 30 days that doubles every day is $10 million. Day 30 is $10 million. $10 million. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know if you can zoom in, but I'm going to show them here. That's $10 million. Okay? That's $10 million. A penny. That doubles every day. So most people are going to say, give me the $1 million. Man, I know what to do. Give me the $1 million. And you just missed out on 9 more million because you didn't think. You didn't use the brain that God gave you. So we're about to go on commercial, and then we're going to be picking this thing back up, man. So y'all be ready. Be prepared and ask questions. And we're back. So what I would like to know is, before we go into more detail, is there any questions? If they're not, okay, good. Hey, I love it. I got a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna be closing out. Cause
Wait,
hey,
I
y'all
lied
ain't
to
got
you,
no
Terry. I
questions?
lied to you.
Huh?
I said I lied to you, Terry.
Okay.
I said we do got some questions. Okay. From
Cause
the,
I'm gonna go ahead and close it out and go home and eat some food.
So we got some people asking. He said, "Well, what if I get funding? What if I get funding and I give that funding back to you, and you hook me up with the SEO, somebody with the uniforms and the trucks and everything, so I can scale my business?"
I do that now. That's what we talked about. I do that now. I actually have people that get money, turn around, and you ain't got to give it all back to me. I charge a set fee of $25,000 to build your company. Okay. You know, sometimes it can be more depending on how big you're trying to go. We talking about building your company in one area. You know, some people may say, man, I want to be in the whole state of Texas. Well, you better be able to cover the whole state of Texas, because I mean, I can put you there, but can you cover it is a question. So I normally put you, you know, in your city. If you in Virginia, or I don't know, what's a city? If you in Louisiana and you in Lafayette, then we'll cover the whole city of Lafayette and surrounding cities. Let's say anything within like an hour, 2-hour radius. We try to SEO that and make you first. Because once you SEO and become first, your whole life changed, man. That's it. You know, once you become first, that's the hard part, because depending on what industry you're in. Now, if you're in a basic industry, you ain't got that much competition. You can go first and skyrocket and start making all the money. But if you're in an AI industry, like my girl that do my AI, she's in the AI industry, man, you're in the most hardest industry ever, because now you're fighting other smart people that are just as smart as you that's fighting for the same position. If you're in the plumber industry, these plumbers is just, they good guys, they make a bunch of money, but they don't know nothing about computers and all that. They have to hire outside. So now we can jump you up to the front of the line being a plumber or electrician or whatever, because these are blue collar workers that need white collar technology. And so, and a lot of times they don't. As long as they're making money and they're providing for their families, they're not worried about being top of the food chain. They just want to be comfortable. So we can go in and dominate them markets easily, and sometimes even put people out of business. You know, I don't recommend it no more, but I was a shark. You know, I knew how to take businesses, shut them down. Just like on that movie Pretty Woman, that's what he did. He acquired business and shut businesses down so that way his business can flourish. That's a whole nother industry of business. There is people out there that buys business. There's also people out there in the stock market that bet against businesses winning. They bet that the business is going to lose. You know, all you hear about people investing in businesses to win, well, there's actually people who make billions of dollars investing in to lose. They actually bet against the business, and when the business fails, they get super rich. Okay, so I don't know that much about that field, but I know people who actually do that and bet against things. And just like going to a racetrack, you think everybody bet, well, I want Sunshine Horse number 32 to win. Well, there's people that will bet against. That horse ain't gonna win. That horse is gonna be placed in 5th place to 10th place. That horse ain't, and when you bet against it, you can make just as much money as betting for it. So that's a whole nother game that people do. So it ain't all about people. That's why you got to be careful when you tell people your plans, because everybody ain't praying for you or betting for you. A lot of people is betting against you and praying against you also. What other question you got?
Let's see. Someone said, "Do you teach how to flip homes?
Yeah, I teach everything.
And do you
man.
teach how to buy properties from the auction?"
I could teach that. I mean, I've done it. One-on-one is high, man. So the best thing to do is to, like he doing, tell me stuff to talk about, and I can talk about it in Patreon and show you. Buying a home from the auctions is good, but you going up against a bunch of other investors, some of them that got pockets as long as Long Island, okay? So they don't care. It's kind of like going to the Macon car auction, where people that's not even there are bidding on cars over the phone that's worth gazillion dollars. So I wouldn't say try to buy them from the auction. When I was in the house business, you know, I bought a bunch of houses and buildings and stuff. I did it different, okay? Some of you all have social media. You have to start using your social media. We're in a whole different age now. We're in the age where social media is king. You know what I'm saying? That's like y'all watching me. Some of you got 10,000 people, 20,000 people. You may even know somebody that have those people. You can pay them now to promote for you. Half the stuff I do, like the buying repos and all that, people is paying me weekly, $1,000, $2,000. I want you to promote this. Whatever they make is their business. I don't care. But you paying me $1,000 a week to promote that business, okay? So you find people that can promote stuff for you. You know, when I had a restaurant, I wasn't popular as I am now. This was 4 years ago, okay, almost 5 years ago. I found these food critics that had like 100,000, 200,000 people in my city, and I would pay them $500 to come to my restaurant, sit down and eat, live stream. This was 5 years ago. Live stream, tell people how good the food is, if it's good, which it was. And then based on what they say, because they had followers in the city, they would pack the house. So you got to learn how to utilize your tools. Some of you all got businesses and don't even recognize that you sitting on a gold mine because you know somebody that have 100,000, 200,000, shoot, 1 million followers. It don't matter if they talk about lingerie. All they got to do is mention your name and be like, oh, by the way, I'm selling lingerie, but by the way, my little brother owns a trash business. If any one of y'all need trash pickup or moving company or whatever you got going on, y'all give him a call, and I'm going to put his number on the screen. Man, your whole life can change. So you got to learn how to utilize everything you're doing and everybody around you to your potential. That's why I started cutting people off. I made a post today. Everybody, it was a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people that was around, it was always me, me, me. I'm boosting them. Everybody making money, but off of me. But how many of y'all brought me money to make me? How many of y'all made me money versus me making you money? You know, if you're in a relationship and it's always a one-way street, you got to bring them to work or drop them off, or they need to borrow your car, they need to borrow money from you, you know, this and that, this problem, that problem. You got to counsel them and coach them through. You know, my boyfriend left, my girlfriend left. Like, if you're in those type of relationships, you need to get rid of them. I don't care how long you've been knowing them, you need to get rid of them, because you don't have a friendship, you got a jail cell. You got people that's dependent on you, and when you need them, you won't be able to get anything from them or out of them. And now you're going to be in a severe situation because you done gave, and you're going to feel used and abused because now you can't get nothing in return. When I invest money, I plan on a return on my investment. I don't do absolutely nothing no more foolishly, because I need it to be a return on my investment for my family to survive, for my family to live. If I die, I need money to continue to flow in and all these other things for them. So I don't do nothing foolishly no more on my own account, because I need to do everything. I'm working on a shirt right now that say plan A got to work, because there is no plan B. There is nobody that I can call and go sleep on a couch and say, man, I need to sleep on your couch. I don't want to do that anyway. You know, my grandmother had a saying, and y'all might steal this, but my grandma had a saying. She was a cold-blooded lady. And she said, before I ask you for a glass of water, I will swallow my spit. Before I ask you for a glass of water, I'll swallow my spit, meaning that I'm going to do this on my own. So that's just how I go. What else you got, brother? Okay. So, you know, so I just try my best. You can invest back. You know, you invest in your credit, you invest in trade lines or whatever you do. I don't do trade lines, so let's get that understood. I don't do trade lines. So if you get trade lines from somebody, the guy paid me to promote his trade line business. I don't do trade lines, so it would be through another guy. And if it works, then I can say that if it works, then I would say that you need to hurry up real quick and get your money. If you're going to get a loan, get your money quickly. Go ahead and get your funding quickly. Don't wait to try to get a loan. The worst thing in the world you can get is a loan. The easiest thing you can get is a credit card or a line of credit. It is 10 times easier to get a credit card or a line of credit. And if you start stacking credit cards, then you definitely going to get some. You know, if you can apply for credit cards and you get, say you get 7,000 here, you go to another bank, you get 10,000 here, you go to another bank, before you know it, you got the $40,000, $50,000 you need. Now the interest rate's gonna be high, you know, credit cards 29%, but if you know what you're doing and you know how to flip that money, so be it, you know. But the credit card would be the easiest way for you to get some money, and then a line of credit would be easier, because when you start dealing with loans, everybody, I want a loan. Well, you better be prepared with a loan, because half of you all, and I do say that because I deal with people every day, half of them don't have 2 years tax returns. So now you got decent credit, you got a age corporation, but you have no tax returns to go with that. So how you gonna go get some major money if you can't even show that you've been paying taxes? They can't see what you made. And then you got to be careful of where you go, because certain banks are gonna make you fill out that SR form to where they can pull your tax returns. Not you give them to them, but they can pull them. And then they got a certain form where they're gonna give you the plaid where they're gonna want to log into your bank account. I tell them, no, I'm not letting you log into my bank account. So you got to find the right banks, the right understanding of who you're dealing with. There are some places that do no doc loans, that you can give them your documents of what just your business, and you don't have to present them with any check stubs or bank statements or nothing. So you just have to know who you're going to and who you're dealing with, okay? That's just the bottom line when you're trying to get to the money. It's all kind of ways to get to the money. They're willing to give it to you. You just have to know who you are first and foremost and who you can go to, because some places deal with you differently. Some places, like buying a car, a lot of these exotic rental cars places, you can buy a car in your company name. You don't have to never put your name. You tell them, I don't want a PG it. I just want it in my company. Well, remember in the beginning of the message, I told you, nav.com, Uline, you got Granger, you got all these different companies that you can go to, and you can get stuff to increase your credit and make all kind of money and all kind of things. But you have to be in the position to where you can know what you're doing in the whole 9 yards. You have to know what you're doing in the whole 9 yards, as far as how you're going to invest, how you're going to get the money, who you're going to deal with, and all the above. Okay, what other questions you got, brother?
Man, they don't want to ask no questions today.
That's okay. I'll tell you what, when they call tomorrow, you better tax their behinds, because I'm giving them every chance in the world to ask these free questions. So they're going to understand. They're going to be asking a lot of questions when they come on a regular day and they really need my help. So I'm trying to help you for free. I donate to the community. This weekend, we're going to be, like I say, helping the homeless, feeding the homeless. So if any one of you all want to reach out on Patreon and donate to help feed the homeless, hey, we accept your donations. We're setting up a thing anyway so you can donate to, but that'll be for the homeless. Right now, it's me and a couple of more people. We're going to donate probably some money, and we're going to buy pizzas and soda and all that and donate, feed the homeless this weekend, and try to baptize them also. Besides that, like I say, the following Sunday, we'll be doing our thing with the church. Anything I missed, but I need to touch on, or any questions they need to ask?
Just one thing we didn't talk about was the conference.
Oh, glad you said that. The conference, July 25th. And I was thinking of it earlier, and I didn't slip my mind. July the 25th, we will be talking about the conference, okay? Well, actually, let me rephrase that. July the 25th and the 26th, okay? We're going to have the conference. It's a 2-day conference, okay? One day, the first day of the conference, which is the 25th, you can pay for that, and it will be $5.99, and that's just that day, and you will not learn about credit, because credit is the following day, okay? And GPS trackers is the following day. You're going to learn what we taught at the first conference, which is about the trust fund. You'll get you a free trust fund with that conference, and all that stuff. You're going to learn about the IULs. You're going to learn about a lot of things with that conference, okay? Now, for $9.99 is a 2-day. The next day is going to be a breakfast, the breakfast for the conference, and we're going to walk you through step by step on how to fix credit. Now, remind you, I make so much money fixing credit, I done let go some other businesses. So we're going to be teaching you now how to fix your credit for yourself, start a credit business, whatever. And I'm talking about fixing it fast or fixing it slow, and what's the differences between the two. So we'll be teaching that at the conference. That'll be on day 2 with the conference with the breakfast. So also GPS trackers. We'll be going through showing you how to take trackers off cars. Along with that, you'll get an app that you can scan cars at your own leisure, at your house, wherever, to scan for trackers in the cars. You'll get a lot more on day 2. So $9.99 to say $1,000 for the 2-day conference to be at this conference, where you're going to learn trackers, credit, GPS, the whole 9 yards. Or $5.99 for the 1 day. If you want to just come down on Saturday and leave, great. It's awesome. We love you. But trust me, you're going to miss a treat if you miss the full conference. So, and y'all did this. I had the last conference. It was 1 day, and everybody wanted to stay. They didn't want to leave, man. When I tell you they didn't want to leave, so we had to meet. I had to create a second day, because I wasn't going to do a second day. I was going to do 1 day, and we had to create a second day. So we came to church that morning, and we didn't even have the church building open, but we met that morning, and then we had a lunch at Papados, and like 45 people showed. So we had Papados, it was crazy. So yeah, so now we having this massive, we got to have it day two and have a luncheon, a breakfast, because people don't want to leave, man. And I understand, it was a blast. We had a time, man. It was like I was at youth camp again, back in the days when we was at church. So yeah, it was a time. You don't want to leave because it's so, the energy is so high, and everything was just so organized and professional. It was just nice, man. Catered food, the whole 9 yards. The speakers was awesome. Man, I can't speak highly enough of the first con. That's the first one we ever did, and it was 1,000% success. So now that we got the experience, the second one gonna be a blast from the past and a brawl for it all. I can tell you that now. I might have some dancing monkeys. I don't know, but we're gonna do some crazy stuff, man. So I'm telling you. So anyway, any questions?
No, just, if you want to apply to be a dancing monkey at the next conference, no, I'm kidding.
Do what now?
I was making a joke, but no, we don't have no more questions. I think that, we got one more question from Mr. Javon.
Okay.
If you run 5K through an account for 3 months on a nav.com account, how much would they typically offer you?
If you do what now?
If you running 5,000 through a nav account for about 3 months, how much would they typically offer you?
Probably about $2,500, $3,000. But I can tell you what to do though. Get you a Stripe account. And if you got a Stripe, I didn't touch on that. Get you a Stripe account. And if you run $5,000 to a Stripe account every month for at least 3 months, they're going to offer you $25,000 credit line. Automatic. So you can get you $25,000 through Stripe. But you got to get you a Stripe account, and you got to run you at least $5,000 every month through that account. So really, if you ain't running $5,000, you got $5,000, just move it around, move it through different accounts, and run it back through that account every month. In 3 months, you can get you, it'll give you 90 days, it's like a probation. They'll give you $25,000. Anything else?
Now, just asking, where do they pay for the conference at?
Right here, you can pay. We got a website. You can pay, or you can inbox me. Y'all got my number. You can hit me up. You can Zelle it. We got a website now. Is it in the website yet, or not yet?
It's not in there yet.
Okay.
But it will be soon. But if y'all texting the Patreon now that we accepting payments on the conference, if y'all just texting the Patreon, we'll send you over the Zelle or the Stripe information.
Yeah, and we'll make it happen, man. So anyway, I thank y'all, man. Y'all have been a pleasure, man. Like I said, I will be live tomorrow, but not doing this. I'll be live passing out envelopes in the city, so y'all can go find it. I'm just gonna put them in the city somewhere and tell you, okay, boom, we got some money here, man. There's $1,000 here. It's $500. It's $200. Whatever. Here you go. I'm gonna give you a glimpse of where it is in the city. And hey, if you in Houston, man, hey, you be blessed. That's all I can tell you. But that's what we doing tomorrow, man. And I love that. It stirs up. And when you find an envelope, you gotta at me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta at me and post it, because that way people can see that we helping the community and we trying to give back, man, any way we can. It ain't always just money now. Like one guy, he's coming tomorrow. He contacted me today, cause we put 3 out last week. And he found one, and then another lady found one. The third one nobody never called me about, but another lady found one, and hers was money, but his was a trust fund, because we put that in, a free trust fund. So he's going to get a trust fund for him and his family. So yeah, we put things out. We put 3, 4 envelopes out. You don't know what it's going to be. It may be money. It may be a trust fund. It may be free credit repair. I don't know. We just put it out. Look for it tomorrow, man. I'll see your face in the place.